What's up guys, welcome to Echo Productions. I'm Silas Willoughby and I just reached 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And while I don't want to make a big deal out of it, I do want to take a minute and say thank you. Having over 1,200 people who want to watch my videos and films regularly is amazing. Anyway, let's get into the questions. First up, we have 3 from Ash Films Universe. She asks, what are a few key tips you have for young aspiring filmmakers? Shoot everything. Now, I don't mean just shoot everything you see or do. I mean try all kinds of different techniques. Try making all kinds of different films and all types of different videos. Find other people with the same passions and get to know them. Now, I'm a very competitive person, so if I see someone doing something better than me, my instant thought is, how can I make my work better? How can I make my films better? When your friends are into the same thing, it is even easier to be inspired to try new things. Get to know people who know more than you about filmmaking, and just by hanging around them, you'll pick up some things they do. Something I found really useful when I was first starting out was very specific tutorials, like how to achieve certain effects or how to shoot a certain type of film or video. And then I'd follow along as best I could with the tutorials. Most of the time, I never actually did anything with the stuff I created from these tutorials, but I always learned a ton from this type of thing. Moving on, and again from Ash Films Universe, we have, what do you think is the best affordable camera for young filmmakers with great quality but not overly expensive? I almost always suggest the Panasonic Lumix G7 when someone asks me this. I've seen it used on eBay for as low as $400, and on Black Friday or other major sales, I've seen it new on Amazon and B&H for $500. It shoots beautiful, sharp 4K footage at 100 megabytes a second and 60 FPS in HD. If you want something even cheaper, you can always look into the Nikon D3400. You can get it new for around $400, and I've seen it used for as low as $300. Lastly, she asks, have you ever been to film school? No. I'm honored that you would think that, but no. To put it simply, I must be younger than you think I am. Our next question is from Vince. What are your top 3 tips for getting some attention on YouTube in 2018? So, I'm not the best person to ask this by far, and I would suggest you check out channels like Video Creators and Daryl Eves. But if I had to name 3, my first tip would be to make good content. Too often people are worried too much about their numbers when their content just isn't there yet. Now, Vince, I checked out your channel and your content is pretty good, so let's move into my next tips. Second would be to learn YouTube SEO, and then make relevant and searchable videos. Again, check out Video Creators and Daryl Eves. Next up, we have a question from Rory Marion. Rory asks, when did you start making videos? That is a video I have coming up, but I want to spend more time on it than I have right now, so you'll have to wait. Moving on, Say Edits Vids asks, what is my dream camera setup? This is a tough one. I'd love to have them all. For instance, I'd love a Canon C300 for the more traditional filmmaking I do, and the C300 can also handle run and gun filmmaking very well. However, it can't fit in my bag and I can't really travel with it. So I think, long story short, if I could only have one camera, I would go with the Canon 1DX Mark II with the Canon 24-70 and 70-200mm L-series lenses. However, my current plan for my next camera is the Panasonic Lumix GH5 with 4K 60p internal stabilization and 1080p 180 FPS. The GH5 is much cheaper than the 1DX Mark II and would fit all of my current lenses. Hence, the GH5. Anyway, this is getting long, so that's all I've got in terms of questions today. But before I go, I want to let you guys know that no, Paul and I did not forget about the contest. We have been deciding on the winners, so they will be announced on Friday the 16th. But that's all I've got for you guys today. This has been Echo Productions. I'm Silas Willoughby, and I'll see you in the next one.